video. What do you know about hepatitis B?
Tell you the truth, Brandon, I don't know anything about hepatitis B. Think you could help me out?
I can help you out, sure. Okay. Hepatitis B is an STD, and obviously you get it through sexual contact, and it causes liver damage and liver failure and possibly death.
That stinks.
Yeah. So what is your advice?
I would say be safe and take care of your own body.
Thank you, Mr. K. Okay. From what you guys have heard from prior knowledge, what is hepatitis B?
Hepatitis B is a type of STD, and it goes in your liver.
All right.
I just know it's an STD.
All right. What if I told you that it causes liver damage, liver failure, and even death?
That's crazy.
Then I'll try not to get it.
Hopefully.
Do you know any ways, how do you stop yourself from getting hepatitis B?
No, I don't.
Wait. How do you even get it?
Through sex.
Okay.
Oh,
Obviously,
safe sex.
but like,
Condoms and shit.
just be
and
sure.
Stuff.
Good morning, girls.
Oh wait, I'm supposed in the same time. Okay.
Okay. Share a little bit about what you know about hepatitis B.
I don't know much about it.
I know that you can get it from needles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sexual intercourse.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. And I don't think it's curable.
You are correct. Do you have any tips on how to not contract hepatitis B?
Don't use dirty needles and use a condom or stay abstinent.
All right. What about you, Molly?
Same thing.
Same thing. All right. Thank you.
Good morning.
All right. We are learning about STDs, and can you tell me a little bit about what you know about hepatitis B?
I feel like I don't know as much about Hep B as I do C, because we train as teachers at the beginning of the year on bloodborne pathogens and how to be safe in our classrooms if we are exposed to bodily fluids. So I feel like I know a little bit more about Hep C than I do about B, but I'm going to put it in context of, if you're asking in the context of STDs, I'm going to guess that that's one of the ways that it would be transmitted.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's transmitted through sexual contact. Do you know any of the symptoms of it?
I'm not as familiar with that as I feel I should be. I feel like out of all the STDs that you learn in health class and that we know are presented to you, that one
Yep.
isn't standing out to me.
Basically, all it is it's liver damage, liver failure, and possibly death. Does that surprise you?
It does, because I think that takes a back burner, not the symptoms, but that disease to all of the other ones that I think make the news or make health class, or you see advertisements for in terms of people getting prevention or abstinence. So that does surprise me.
And lastly, if you have any tips on how to prevent someone from getting hepatitis B, what would you say?
You've been in my class, Brandon, you know that I always offer, if we're thinking about those activities, to just read a book instead. So that's always one way to avoid that. But since that's not always the case, we need to make sure that whatever class you're learning this in, that we make sure all of our kids are exposed to that so they understand. I wasn't familiar with this disease as much as I would have been the other ones. So I think we need to make sure our kids are educated, and that certainly parents, and when we have that moment sometimes in class, whether in English through literature or current events, that we can have those conversations, as awkward as they can be, about all our young adults taking care of their bodies and making good choices, because just like many other diseases and the ones you mentioned, they can have lifelong impact on your health and then kind of on your future choices as you partner up with other folks. So we want to make sure that you guys take care of your bodies so that it doesn't impact you in a negative way.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. P.
You're welcome.